Southgate, you're the one. You still turn me on. Football's coming home again. People of the podcast, I have returned. By the grace of Almighty Seb, my forces stand again on Spiritland soil. I have come dedicated and committed to the task of destroying every vestige of Birdo's control over your daily lives and of restoring upon a foundation of indestructible strength the liberties of your people. Seb, well, firstly, hello and welcome to Reminding You Why I Love Football, an award-winning podcast from Mundial. I am your returning host, Owen Blackhurst, and the reason for that speech is A, because I'm back. Yeah. Rumours of my demise have been greatly exaggerated, but also because I wanted to see if Seb really knows his military history or if it's all just bollocks for clout. Seb, who's that speech by? World War II, one of the big ones. And as Tommy asked me before, I hope it's an ally. It is.
Eisenhower.
Incorrect. General MacArthur.
Oh, I was going to go for Patton. I didn't right either.
Yeah, no.
No, it wouldn't. Just say Americans. Just saying Americans. So, hello. I haven't done this for a bit. Missed it, in a way.
You've been missed.
We missed you.
I've been away. I've been gallivanting. Very much holiday season. There's three of us again today. Alongside me, as you've already heard, Sebastian Dennis White. On the other side over there, Tommy Stewart. We've got a new maestro in the control booth today. What's your name again, maestro? Teddy's in.
Oh, Teddy.
Nope, we won't be doing that. Let's go straight into a review, shall we? But no one cares where I've been or what I've been doing. So.
No, I do.
I think that is not true, Owen. People have asked.
Give us an update.
We know, obviously, but I think people would like to know.
I went to Indonesia to sort of meet Zach at the end of his travelling and mildly patch him up to return him home to his mother, which we did. So we had a couple of nights on Bali away from the crowds. To just get over the initial jet lag. Then went to Lombok. I climbed a mountain. He stayed on the Gili Islands partying with his holiday romance. And then we went to another island at the end. And then I went to Norfolk to look at a house. To look at three houses, actually.
Oh.
None of which we're going to put an offering on.
But has it given you even more of an impetus to go?
Well, the impetus is always there.
The impetus is there.
But then I end up doing fucking double records and things like that and just get swamped with Mundial again. If I had a job that I wasn't emotionally attached to every single element of it, and it hadn't dominated me for the last decade, then maybe I'd have a chance of finishing our house and moving to another one.
Yeah, fair.
But as long as I've got you, my middle-aged child to care for.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. I couldn't wait for him to be back. Owen, where have you been?
There's been a few reviews. Reminding me why I like football. Dewey Powell on Apple. I've always loved football. Even when I hated it, I loved it. Yeah, my kind of fella, Dewey. But so many times I've forgotten why I like it. You know what it's like when you care too much. You can often end up overthinking, overanalyzing, overdoing it. While I didn't need this podcast to remind me why I love football, I did need it to remind me why I like football. The brave, the bold, the silly, the fun, the unforgettable. This podcast is packed with plenty of reasons why football is the best. Thanks for everything Mundial does, gents. Thank you.
Love
very
that.
Nice. Very nice.
Thanks, Dewey.
Nice.
So thank you. Anyone else listening? Now, I know how many people listen to this. I know how many people are in our Discord. I know how many people subscribe to the magazine. And I know how many people profess to have left a review. So, now we come to liars.
Yeah. Yes.
There's 180 reviews.
Yeah.
And... well, there's 5 times that many people in the Discord alone.
Yeah.
You all seem to so just fucking leave a review.
Yeah.
Come on.
Or just at the very least, just give it a rating.
Yeah.
And make sure you're careful and you're not doing it when you're pissed or sat on the bog and give us an accidental 3, but a good review, which has happened quite often. And if it hadn't have happened those 2 or 3 times, we'd be a 5, not a 4.9.
Exactly.
This is true.
Anyway, so yeah, share the podcast around in your WhatsApp groups. Tell your mates. We just want more people to listen to it and we want to carry on doing it. It's a genuine highlight of what we do. People have loved it. We've done live shows. We'd like to do more. And there are a timeless archive of, I would say, over 60 episodes.
Yeah.
But I think I've missed about 5 and I just wouldn't bother.
And then removed the first couple where we did remotely. So
removed the first couple we did remotely
50.
when Tommy was recording them through a potato. So 4. Yeah, if it says at the beginning XXX is in Owen's hot seat, they've given you the tip off that you don't need to listen to it. If I was them, I wouldn't do it.
Oh dear.
If I was them,
He's back.
Even I hosted one.
I'd be luring people in,
you
dragging
did.
them in.
Yeah.
Even I, Tommy who leaves his hosting resume on the table every time we fucking record an episode.
46 episodes of Murally End.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh. Did you do this in Microsoft Paint yet?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I've prepared a PowerPoint.
So yeah, 4.9 on Apple, 5-star on Spotify. This is reminding you why I love football, and we are part of the Acast Creator Network. On the day this podcast is released, is my birthday. And I would imagine we're going to stop now for the lads to give me the presents and get me a cake. So you can carry on rolling if you want, Teddy, but...
Whoa. Oh, Christ.
Well, Seb, I was about to say a lot of the movements you do, because when I edit these and I watch you a lot, are quite Stevie Wonder-esque. Especially when you kind of close your eyes and do that when you get into the zone. So if you could sing Stevie Wonder's
his version of Happy Birthday.
Exactly.
I was hoping for a bit more than songs.
Yeah. I mean,
that's all we've got. We're
he's
panicking.
Yeah, I know. Quick, Tommy.
Yeah, you've probably had.
There's some hand gel over there.
Yeah, I mean, you've had a few weeks to come up with it, and normally, I'm quite a driver, and setting up different groups at work for other people to get presents for everyone and stuff like that.
Right.
So I would imagine that. Oh no!
Christ.
Oh no!
Christ. I'm in trouble.
It's the giving, not the receiving. I will be 46 years old.
Yeah. 46.
46, yeah. 25th of July, 1978.
Looking pretty good for it, Owen, I must say.
Thank you. Same day as the first test tube baby, Louise Brown.
Ah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the same day.
That was another big thing in the, it's a bit Dolly the Sheep for the 80s, that was, wasn't it? The first test tube baby.
70s.
Yeah, 70s. Sorry, 70s. Yeah.
And you weren't alive.
No, but it was like the first test tube baby is 18 today. We go and read.
Yeah. So every day, every fucking landmark birthday,
Yeah.
I had to celebrate with Louise Brown.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday to her as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was only
If you're listening, Louise.
She was only made in a test tube. In this day, in 1997, Celtic signed Henrik Larsson. Now, we may have talked about this before, but our friend David Preece played for Aberdeen in goal when Larsson was in his absolute pomp at Celtic. He's written extensively and spoke about when he didn't dive for a penalty against Larsson, because then Aberdeen manager Ebbe Skovdal told him it was the way he should do it, basically. And Preece sort of disagreed, but was like, okay, he's my manager, he's telling me what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And Larsson just calmly stroked it, bottom corner. But he says the goals themselves were merely the cherry on the cake of Larsson's all-round game. Those 2 assists that rescued the Champions League for Barcelona were testimony to the intelligence of his play, the guile of the pass, the precision of touch. People comment on Messi's ability to stroll around the pitch, sizing up opposition and opportunity, ditto Larsson. When I had the ball in my hand, I was accustomed to defences squeezing right up to the halfway line, allowing me time and space to place the ball on the deck and deliver an accurate forward pass. The first time I tried this against Larsson, I failed to spot that he drifted out wide in line with the defenders. As soon as I placed the ball, Henrik started his run along the touchline, drifting in, bending his run, gathering pace as he attacked me from my right-hand side. He was stealth. He's on the edge of your peripheral vision and setting a trap. He's inviting you to put the ball down. He knows he'll panic you into making a hurried clearance. He knows that the chances are that his team will gain possession and be back on top. He never switched off.
Wow.
That's just the fear of that.
And as a goalkeeper, I'm terrified. I'm getting sweaty palms just hearing that.
They say that the greats can slow time down, that the true greats can make it stand still. He found the back of my net many times, but looking back, the first one at Pittodrie in 1999 summed him up, hanging in the air like Michael Jordan, glancing the ball across me like Joe Jordan, brackets, ask your dad.
Yeah.
Watching it again, I feel the same sense of helplessness that I felt right then. With every goal, you question yourself, thinking, what else could I have done? The man was Henrik Larsson, and there was nothing at all you could do. He talks elsewhere in the piece about people trying to denigrate his achievements by saying it was only Celtic, but also that, well, look, but you shouldn't really.
Yeah. Man United, Barcelona as well, after that as well, wasn't it?
Very good football. Also, Toni Duggan's birthday, former Mundial cover star, way back on issue 2.
Yeah.
Issue 2, long time ago.
blimey.
Seb had all his hair. I didn't have any.
Yeah, things have changed somewhat. And I was sat next
Money
to...
in the bank. Also, some other birthdays this week in football, and I should an absolute clanger here. So Felix Magath was born this week in 1953, but whoever's put it in the running order has called him Felix Muckgath, like he's from Dunfermline rather than Germany.
For once, it's not Seb's fault.
Oh my God, I have a
Felix Magath.
Felix Magath. Is this his Scottish cousin?
Yeah.
Felix Magath.
Or is this
Felix, if you're listening.
is this camembert to knee injury applying drill sergeant Felix Magath who managed Fulham for a bit?
It's him. It is him. Yeah,
Wow.
Good,
I
good.
can confirm. Oh my God, that is a shocker.
The Bundesliga is 62.
Happy birthday, Bundesliga.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's also Antonio Conte's birthday this week, which I think I should ask, and it'd be good to get some listener feedback on this as well. A lot of footballers over the years, back in the 70s and 80s, footballers, a lot of them went bald early because male paddle baldness is a thing, and there is Twitter accounts dedicated to those 80s footballers ageing badly.
Unbelievable.
But Antonio Conte, his hair was gone when he played for Juve in Italy, but he's since had a very, very successful weave.
I would say one of maybe the best.
Well, this is what I was going to ask. Do you think it's the best? I've got my own personal favourite, but if you're... Tommy, you stick with Conte. You said maybe the best. So have another think. Seb?
Conte is very, very good, though, isn't it? Oh, blimey.
I've thought of a really good one, actually, who nearly inspired me to get a hair transplant myself.
Go on.
Rob Holding.
Oh,
Have you seen that one?
Not even noticed.
No.
Yes, in fact, I have.
It is amazing.
Is it as good as my favourite, though?
Go on.
Andros Townsend.
Yes.
Fucking unbelievable.
It's
Unbelievable.
A new man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's a very good shout. What a shout.
Between that and the fact he reveals he eats about 100 chicken feet a week because of the collagen, he's fucking one of my new favourite. And he was a good pundit.
Yeah.
Really good.
While he was
very
good
pundit.
While he's trying to get a contract. And then he did really well. I know Luton went down, but he did quite well.
He was
there.
very good.
Yeah, great pundit.
I've always liked Andros. Always seemed like he's had quite a decent head on his shoulders and has
100%,
understood his place in football and that it's not the be all and end all.
Well, he was short of hair when he was on loan at Yeovil right at the start of his career.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh fucking hell! Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
yeah,
that's a special job.
This is a really he's good.
Special
That's a really good shout.
I mean, it all started. I mean, it was cricketers who paved the way for this.
Yeah, because you'd always see
Shane Warne.
Shane Warne,
Warne his wig shaft.
Vaughan,
And the adverts
Vaughan was on
as
the
well.
Yeah,
advert, wasn't he?
Darren Goff.
Pat Cash is always on the advert as well, isn't he?
Pat Cash had a...
Yeah. You have a look. Yeah.
Oh, bless Wayne Rooney, though. His just won't take, will
No,
it?
it won't
He's
take.
had about 4 attempts.
But you've got to... Yeah, I mean, it's bad. Rooney's
Stuart Broad as well. He keeps going back.
Does he
Does
now?
he really?
Yes.
Does
Rob,
he?
I'll have to
don't
look
know
at
if I
Rob
can
Holding though.
put-
I didn't know that one. I'll have to have a look at that one.
Rob Holdings is fucking sensational.
Also, it's Jürgen Klinsmann's birthday this week, and famous for his diving celebration when he was at Spurs, diving in general, everywhere else, and scoring incredible goals, specifically volleys. I thought Klinsmann was a wonderful volleyer of the ball. God, Tommy, I've had to delete some of your
It's cohesive.
things you put in this running order.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some right shit in there, mate. To be honest. But there's some big non-footballing anniversaries and birthdays, which I've highlighted a few here. So there's a lot, but Jagger, Schwarzenegger, and Wesley Snipes are all celebrating birthdays this week. Now, which life of those three would you choose? Now you've got Mick Jagger,
Who's
fathered 8 children, been part of writing some of the greatest songs in rock and roll history. A snake-hipped septuagenarian, if he's not in his 80s yet, octogenarian.
yeah.
Still fucking prancing around, wearing terrible shoes, but being a good frontman. You got Wesley Snipes, fucking Blade.
Oh,
White Men Can't Jump.
Demolition Man for me.
Demolition Jam. Spell in prison
Yeah.
against the IRS, but he's back out. He was in Doolittle. Not Doolittle. Fucking what's the fucking Eddie Murphy film? Thingy Bob is my name. Dolomite is my name.
Dolomite's my name.
Not Dr. Doolittle. A completely different film.
Very different.
And then Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, multiple
the Republican years.
Mr.
Well,
Olympia,
yeah,
the Governator.
But his gaff out in Austria on that documentary where he's...
What about his gaffer in California?
I mean, all of the gaffs he's
He's got
got.
fucking 2 pet donkeys who just live in the house with
Just,
him.
just in the kitchen, aren't they? It's amazing. I mean, I think I would probably veer towards Jagger because I wouldn't necessarily want to be a Republican governor, but Schwarzenegger.
Can make a change.
Schwarzenegger. Oh God, yeah. That documentary of him was so good. Just wandering around, cigar on a bloody quad bike, just going around
With his donkeys.
With his donkey, who just goes in the kitchen.
If you've seen the documentary, you'll know that he didn't need to do acting. He was already a millionaire.
I've not seen it.
Him and one of his fellow lifting mates set up a construction business in the 70s. He was a millionaire before he went into acting. He refused to be like the supporting actor or stooge or anything. He's like, no, I'm going to do this.
Wow.
I think I would... I'd probably have to choose Jagger. But I reckon Snipes has had more of a laugh than both of them.
Yeah, what's Jagger done in the last... Like, look, don't get me wrong.
Loves his cricket,
goes to the football, goes to the cricket a lot, but...
Yeah, sleeping with women who could be his granddaughter, stuff like that.
Have you seen Rolling Stones?
But I saw them.
Yes.
I saw them at Anfield a couple of years ago, supporting my ex's dad was supporting, and most of the time, don't get me wrong, they were fucking brilliant. I also saw them at Glastonbury 2013 when they finally did Glastonbury.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, how is he, like, what is he being pumped with to move for 2 hours?
But all his life, he's just had the best, they've had a lot of money for a long time.
Even the best heroin, that's what Keith Richards said in his book. He's like, that's probably why I'm not dead, because I'm doing the best of the best heroin.
He's pretty much sober now, Keith Richards.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably had his time.
Doesn't even smoke anymore, Keith.
And
also, Mick Jagger was there with you, wasn't he, Sebby, at Wembley?
In my chair at Wembley.
The Euros final.
What's your favourite Rolling Stones song, Tom?
Very good question. It would have to be...
Seb, greatest hits isn't a song.
Rocks Off, the first song on Exile.
Really?
I love it. There's a bit... I've spoken to Felix White about this. There's a bit in that song... There's something there's like a chord change to that song that just sends shivers down my spine. Oh. Like, you know when he goes... the sunshine and the rain and out on my chasing shot. I don't know why, it just fucking gets me. How about you?
Difficult. I love Dead Flowers.
Oh, yeah.
I like the whole Let It Bleed album. I think that's fantastic. Because it doesn't get as many plaudits as Exile and Sticky Fingers.
Sabby?
Under My Thumb.
Yeah, an aristocrat, I see.
A connoisseur. One other big, massive, gigantic fucking in the football world anniversary this week is in 1996. Newcastle signed Alan Shearer for a world record of 15 million. And 3 years ago, the first episode of the second series of Giant, a multi-award-winning audio documentary series we made with and for Spotify, we kicked off the second series, which would have been very different if. The bloody plandemic.
It always gets me.
It gets me every time. Yeah.
We had a slate.
Makes you think.
We had a slate of episodes which saw us travelling the fucking world. I mean, it's in many ways a good job because we would have lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
But we were going all over. But we couldn't go anywhere. But so we changed the slate very quickly. But we kicked off series 2 with this episode. It got incredible reviews, I should say. There was like some brilliant reviews in The Guardian and Observer and various other places. So that was very happy. But for it, we got our mate Harry Harris, who did the theme tune for Giant and the theme tune for Reminding You Why I Love Football, this podcast, and also
of course,
has done lots of all the original music for the Giant series as well.
Incredible.
He'd written years ago a song called The Ballad of Ronnie Radford about the painter. Was he a painter and decorator, Ronnie Radford? Builder
Hereford, who scored the
goal. Yeah, he scored the famous FA Cup goal against Newcastle for Hereford, and Harry wrote a brilliant song about him called The Ballad of Ronnie Radford. So I just messaged him and said, fancy writing a song called The Ballad of Alan Shearer, and the next morning he sent me a 3-verse demo, and I was like, fucking hell, well that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we used. And then we went back and forth on what else should be in it. But we used that song to build the episode round, and there's lots of set pieces in it. But we've got a bit of Giant to play, in case you hadn't listened to it, or a Sunderland fan and hate him. But we basically talked about Alan Shearer as a football romantic for his choice of joining Newcastle at a time when he could have obviously gone to Manchester United. Now, I don't think Shearer's ever listened to this, and I also don't think he writes his athletic column, and I wish people had stopped pretending he did. It's absolutely fine that he talks it to a journalist.
Yeah.
I would if I was Alan Shearer.
100%. Anyway,
he hasn't listened to it, which is a shame, but we interviewed Chris Sutton and Steve Howie and various other people for it, didn't we, Seb?
Yes.
But we're going to play a little bit of Giant, and then I spoke to our mate Harry and got him to talk about the recording process as well.
Round fires and in pubs, on the walk to grounds and in the stadium, people have always sung songs about their heroes. But why do they still sing about Shearer? What made him the best of the best in an era packed with talent? What were his strengths? What made him exceptional? We've spoken to the people who played with him, players who fought against him, and the fans who loved him to find out. Oh, and we've had a song written about him. Have a listen. This is the ballad of Alan Shearer.
And it's my great pleasure now to welcome Alan Shearer to Newcastle United Football Club.
It was thanks, but no thanks, Mr. Ferguson. Couldn't see myself wearing red. Maybe things would have been different in a different life if I was a different person instead. If I wasn't born up in Gosford, raised in the Gallagher end. And besides, it wouldn't have been worth all the stick I'd have got from my dad and his friends. They'd have torn me to pieces.
He is Newcastle's record goal scorer. He is the local hero.
When I was quick, boy was I quick. When I was strong,
Great forward play. Martial's as strong as an ox. Alan holds him off. And what a strike.
When I was good, boy was I good. You don't know what you've got till it's gone.
I decided to join Newcastle before even money was mentioned. If money comes my way, then that's fine, and I'll deal with that when it comes along. It's never been a problem in my life, and it certainly won't change me. After all, I'm only a sheet metal worker's son from Newcastle.
He might be a sheet metal worker's son from Newcastle, but when he signed for a world record 15 million in July 1996, it was an event. Lead story on the 10 o'clock news. And at St James's Park, they basically held a mini festival.
There's never been a football transfer like this one.
I think what I wanted to do was make it a song that sounded like people could sing it all rowdy in a pub. A chant, because it's not a chant. It doesn't sound like a chant, but I also wanted it to sound like it was in his voice. I think that's what I like about writing songs. That's what I liked about the Ronnie Radford song I wrote, is that it needs to be in the voice of not just me. It needs to be in the voice of someone within the story. So Ronnie, that wasn't Ronnie in the Ronnie Radford song, it was someone else. But with the Shearer song, I was like, well, this makes sense if it's just him telling his career. And then it's about, okay, so what is his career like to him? And I love that sort of tension, I guess, that of people being like, oh, but you could have, that thing that comes up, you could have won loads of trophies, you could have gone to United, you could have done this, and it's like, yeah, that's all true, but like, he's the highest goal scorer for his hometown club, and it really sort of brings into focus about like, what is important in football. Is it winning all the trophies, or is it something more intangible and something that it can't be quantified with a medal? It's the amount of people who are going to sing your name on the terraces. To me, that's an easy question to answer. As a fan, I think it is the latter. Like, I think obviously Shearer makes the right choice, and I think to him, it's every time he talks about it, it's like, this is an easy question to answer. And you see people like making decisions based on it. Like Harry Kane makes a decision to go and win a trophy, as opposed to being the Shearer of his club. Whether he'll regret that decision in years to come, who knows? But it's a thing, and obviously the Shearer's decision is the more romantic decision, which obviously lends itself to songwriting, and is the reason I'll never write a song about Harry Kane.
Great to hear from Harry there. I think he underplays it a little bit. I mean, we did just go back and forth on it, and I did have some feedback on it, but really it was all his talent. It was like, do you fancy doing this? And for him to just go, right, I'm going to write it from Shearer's perspective. That's what I love about it the most.
Yeah, definitely.
It's fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah. It is. But we need to start a campaign. I said to Harry this morning, I said, shame Alan's never heard it. He said, well, he might have. But what we really need is for Sam Fender to cover it.
I
say we, I wouldn't fucking get anything out of it. But
Yeah.
No, we do though.
That's a great show.
how can we get that? How can we make that happen?
Right.
There's a way.
There'll be a way.
Surely we'll
maybe.
have a connect.
Yeah.
There we go then. There we go. You heard it here first. Tommy's promised it, so
It's got to happen. And it is your birthday. So.
don't pretend you know now, Seb. Don't pretend you give a fuck now, mate. We've all had birthdays, haven't we?
Yeah.
What have you ever done for me? Cobham Imperial 1. Alianza FC 0. Granada 1. Almira 2. Sunak 0. Starmer 253.
Oh God! I thought he was back. Oh.
So why am I reading these? Because this episode is released this week. We are right in the middle of pre-season friendly carnage, and we were sat around talking last week and it was like, fucking hell. The day after the Euros finished, Man United lost 1-0 to Rosenborg and Ten Hag clearly isn't over his issues, went fucking mental.
Yeah.
So, and there has been a lot of fixtures ever since. We were like,
Non-stop.
Football does never end, does it? I mean, my local team, who I don't really go and watch very often, but Tunbridge Wells Football Club, they've had 5 already.
Yeah.
These players are well, they're not even, they've got jobs.
Yeah.
A few of them none of them are full-time.
Yeah.
6, that's 6 pre-season friendlies.
Already.
And the great eye twitch of 2000 or 2001 when I had my knee operated on and played a lot of Football Manager. I put myself, I found out how to hack into the game mainframe and put myself,
that was always fun.
Maradona and Robin Friday in, all as 3 Tyro teenagers, and ended up signing them all. Fucking great.
That is wonderful.
But
Who was better, you or Maradona?
Me. But I did like to. I used to love doing the pre-season friendly.
Yeah.
I'd always end up with, and I played it handheld a few times.
Yeah.
A few years ago until they changed it. I just simply can't see it anymore. But I'd always have 3 big blockbuster home fixtures to finish the pre-season. Your bosses, your Juve, your Real Madrid. Get some coin in. Test myself for the upcoming Champions League campaign.
Have you seen this on Netflix now?
Oh yeah.
Football Manager.
Is it?
Yeah, someone said
So
this the other day.
it's just on your Netflix account, and then you can on phone or on your TV, you can just start a game and away you go.
We were saying that the of all the, I mean, some teams got some serious paddlings at the weekend, but the result that stood out for me when I was keeping an eye on these, because I knew you'd be talking about it, was it's a big weekend for Pathum United, who hosed down Borussia Dortmund 4-0.
What?
In Thailand. Dortmund had gone to Thailand for a pre-season. Fucking seems like a genius idea.
Yeah.
But lost 4-0 to Pathum United. Now, they're nicknamed the Rabbits because of the zodiac sign of the first president. And they started life as the Bangkok Glass Factory in 1979 and playing a lovely little stadium in central Thailand that was famous for having a 3-sided single stand, but they've now added a 4th to ruin it.
That's a shame.
But yeah, the Bangkok Glass Company battered Borussia Dortmund 4-0 at the weekend.
Who did Dortmund have on the pitch?
There was enough players on there who would start.
Yeah, to not lose 4-0 to a team.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's probably their first run out and whatever else. But Seb's turned up today. Well, he's in a bit of a mess, aren't you, Seb?
I'm in a bit of a mess. Grazes all over my hands, on my legs. My ribs are in quite some bother, my shoulder. Because I thought, a week after being at the Euros final, I thought, right, let's get back into it.
If none of you have seen Seb's beautiful, heartwarming gallery of him and his daughter Ava at the Euros final, he's never got less than 2 pints in his hand in every photo.
Well, anyway, I had to return to not normality. Not normality, but return to
literally Frankenstein's monster.
Well, Hampton's game got cancelled for safety reasons. The ground, Hayes and Yedding's ground, there was something wrong with it. I don't know. No one quite knows. But
safety reasons. I heard you and you and Blackpool John were going.
So I went to Rains Park Vale versus Kingstonian.
Fuck me.
Obviously.
And do you know who's involved in Rains Park Vale? He was also there the other day. John Scales.
Is he?
John Scales is like the sporting consultant there, but I don't know.
Still doing all right off his gigantic Liverpool wages from the 90s, Scaler, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's a good setup there. They've done well in the recent years and they made it really nice. But I went to Rains Park Vale. I cycled there because I didn't want to have a drink. I wanted to just have a bit of a weekend off. And then on the way back, I succumbed and crashed.
Succumbed, had 6 pints.
No, I had no pints. No pints. Yeah, I had a crash on the way back, and I went properly over the front.
So the bike accident wasn't pint
No,
induced,
absolutely
or?
not. No. I had a coffee.
You have no excuse then.
No excuse. I was really good. I had a coffee, lovely burgers at Rains Park Vale. But yeah, it was great to see.
Lovely burgers or just burgers and you couldn't taste them?
No. They were good. But they were decent burgers, decent ingredients. But it's a decent
taste bud.
It's a decent setup there. And what I loved is even you can tell the referees are getting back into the swing of things.
Oh yeah.
You could tell
they're
a little bit. They come out a little bit. They're a little bit languid and stuff like that. It's all. Everyone's very relaxed, you know. Yeah. The other team did. Kingstonian didn't. Or Rains Park Vale didn't come out for about. It was almost like a 20-minute half time, and everyone was just a lot more chilled out. And it was just
team talks on the pitch.
Yeah,
oranges
and all this,
orange slices.
Yeah. Oh, they had a drinks break, of course.
Jumpers for goalposts.
Yeah. Drinks break, of course, because it was a bit warm.
Soggy bloody biscuit in the dressing room.
Spirit of the Blitz.
But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
But back to the crash. What happened?
Yeah, that's all people want to know about.
As I was pedalling very fast down a hill in Richmond Park,
You pedalling down a hill?
Yeah.
What are you pedaling for, you fucking maniac?
To get faster. Because I was enjoying it. Was good.
You were enjoying it so much.
Yeah. I was like,
oh my God.
I've never met a man more ruled by dopamine than you, sir.
Yeah, true.
Give me more of it, give me more!
My foot slipped off the pedal, the chain clunked, and but in my reaction was somehow to press the front brake. And then this bloke came running over saying, "You all right?" And I was like,
"No."
My shirt was ripped. It was a full on
blood.
Yeah, blood all over my hands, blood all over my shoulder, blood all over my legs.
Shittled down the inside of his leg.
Yeah. This bloke came running over and was like, "You all right? And I'm like,
spunk on his shorts.
All these people looking. It wasn't ideal, and it has caused me some mischief. So yeah, be careful.
Just all bodily functions evacuated in Richmond Park.
You know that split second when you thought
there's a man here covered. Oh my god! It looks like a zebra.
You know that split second when you're going arse over tit. You know that split
What's
second.
That one? That doesn't.
Stop
it. That's brown sauce. I had a pasty.
So yeah, and then meekly,
like the Triceratops on Jurassic Park, who's really ill.
Oh God, yeah.
just laid down.
There. Just
big piles of shit everywhere.
That's very funny. And
is he okay, Sean?
No,
he's okay.
He's eating too many berries.
Do you know an interesting fact about Seb's bike?
Go on.
Me and Seb can never go cycling together.
No.
Why?
Because I did about 6 months man research when I bought a mountain bike because I didn't want to spend loads and I wanted a good bike. So I ended up, there's certain models that are direct to consumer. So you for spend 800 quid, you get about 2.5 grand's worth of bike because they use better parts and whatever, but they're harder to get because they're never available. Anyway, I got one, put together myself. This fucking lummox, when I know you've done the research, which one did you get? I said it's down to these two, so we bought exactly the same one as me in exactly the same colour. So we can never go cycling anywhere together. Some might say karma is a bitch.
Yeah.
So maybe we could go together.
We could go together.
Call ourselves the fucking Vitus Boys.
Yeah.
The Vitus Boys are coming and everybody's jumping.
I'm well up for it, Owen. Well up for it.
Where are we going to go? We were talking about a big walk, aren't we?
Yes.
This is the first time we're going to get our emotional hooks into you to talk about sponsorship. That in October, rather than August or September, when the weather's nice, we're going to wait till October when there's the chance of death. And we're going to do the Yorkshire Three Peaks for MND. I think it's us three and Birdo. We don't want Assad to do it. I don't think he wants to do it. No. He struggles walking downstairs to get a parcel, doesn't he, at the office? To be honest. But, so, pre-season friendlies, Tommy has been fucking on the Twitter, in the Discord, scouring left, right and centre. So we seem to have got every person you've ever met has sent something in.
Well, I think, Teddy, if we can play Sam Aiston, the Sam Aiston voice note. So Sam Aiston he played for Shrewsbury Town. He was a Sunderland youth player. And yeah, he was a legend in my time. He's now become a friend of the family. And yeah, his stories of pre-season, I'll leave it to him to tell them.
pre-season, used to be excited to see the lads, but there'd be that feeling of dread because you will have spent the off-season normally on the back of a 2-week holiday in Ayia Napa and possibly a few days in Magaluf or Marbella. So you would come back carrying a bit of timber. So you'd be full on, get a bin bag, sorry, and you'd run. So that's what we did at Sunderland a lot. For Sunderland, we always went to Ireland and played Sligo and St Patrick's. I think probably the biggest pre-season friendly I did play in. I think this came on as a sub, but I can't actually remember much about it. We played Ajax, the first game at the Stadium of Light. We played them. That was the pre-season, like the curtain opener for the new stadium, and they had like Frank de Boer, Ronald de Boer, Michael Laudrup. I can't much about it, but I remember being nervous. 42,000 sellout. So I think every club I was at, because it was my era, pre-season was like hard work, like an absolute graft. I think when I went to Shrewsbury, it was exactly the same. I played one pre-season game for Shrewsbury. We lost 8-1 to Man United. You know, I think one time we had with Shrewsbury, I remember beating Derby 5-0, and I think we won something like 7 games pre-season. Unstoppable, thought we were going to win the league. Then the first game of the season came and we drew 1-1 with Margate.
It's safe to say, in Sammy Aiston's day, players weren't signing up, taking their own personal trainers on holiday with them. Do you remember Jordan Henderson's video last year?
No.
Before he left Liverpool, we had that personal...
Yeah.
He was in that personal training boot camp. It was fucking outrageous.
Yeah. They go away on holiday, almost on holiday to do that, don't they? It's some of the...
Yeah.
Just the different... Even not
Wazza.
No.
No, God, no, not Wazza.
Even at Hampton's level, they one of the things that Gary McCann, the manager of Hampton, used to always say to
He's not the manager anymore, Seb. I know he is. I know you miss him.
No, it's Billericay. He's manager of Billericay.
Yeah, but he's been away for 3 seasons, so perhaps,
No, but he always said...
Did you have a bump on the head the other day?
Yeah.
We're in the playoffs, though. We're in the playoffs. We're in the FA Cup third round on TV, Seb. It was 3 years ago.
Pre-season, even at that level of football, you do not do pre-season to get fit. You should be fit. You do pre-season to get fitter.
But what pre-season does do is give fans of various clubs the chance to see players they're unlikely to see in the flesh.
Yeah, definitely.
But I believe we've got a voice note from a Discorder here who did just that. Got to see a very interesting sign-in.
Nicky's a Discorder. He's Nicky One More. I don't think that's his real surname, but there you go. Yeah, if we could play Nicky, please, Teddy.
My bizarre pre-season friendly was seeing my boys Millwall host Sporting Lisbon. It was 1993. Millwall had just left their old stadium, the old Den, and taken home at the new Den. What I didn't realise at the time until a couple of years later was that Sporting Lisbon team had Figo in. Blew my mind to think that a player of Figo's stature played down in Bermondsey against my little old Millwall. I seem to remember the occasion was better than the game. All the new flashy lights, new flashy stadium, packed house. We had an exotic American striker make his debut that day and score the first ever goal at the new Den. Wow, an American striker at Millwall. But we did go on and lose 2-1.
The picture, this is when Figo has that mad curly hair, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's another one. L from Twitter has sent us in a voice note. There's another... Do you know what? Let's just let him tell it.
So the year's 2007, we were camping in Brighouse Bay. I managed to convince my parents to drive all the way to Leith to watch Bolton play Hibs in a friendly. We didn't realise that Scotland is actually quite big, and we arrived 3 or 4 hours later, just before half-time, only to see Bolton lose 3-0. Only other thing I remember about the game is that it was J. Lloyd Samuel's debut. Wasn't worth the footballogy tick. And strangely enough, the only time I've ever seen it really kick off between fans at the Reebok was also against Hibs in Jussi Jääskeläinen's testimonial, which is a ridiculous thing to happen in a pre-season game, especially if it's a testimonial. But yeah, for some reason, we just don't get on with Hibs. I do. I like them.
Bolton and Hibs. J. Lloyd Samuel, have either of you seen the documentary?
I have, yeah. No. Yeah, randomly.
Fucking hell! I was not.
No,
I sort of knew the story, but I mean, You've got to watch it. I mean, he was living two completely separate lives.
Completely different lives. It's on Netflix. It just suddenly, it's some random...
Yeah. Well, because he died in a car crash near his house, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that's the last time I heard of it. But like, honestly, you fucking watch it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's fucking mind-blowing.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like one of those awful Netflix things you think, I'm not going to fucking... It's going to be a waste of time. But actually, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. It's quite rough.
Yeah.
Quite rough, but anyway, reminding you why you love it. Darren Knocker-Norton, we should mention, an issue 0 stalwart. Darren Knocker, a non-league legend, a Mundial fan from the very beginning, someone who supported us in everything we do. And he had said, in the mid-80s, Hull City had a sponsorship deal with Arrow Air. As a result, we played friendlies home and away versus Tampa Bay Rowdies. Wonderful kids. Correct. Roy Wegley played on the wing for Tampa, and he would later sign for Chelsea, amongst others, and QPR. They finished the game with an American-style shootout, 1v1 with the keeper. Now, we'll talk about that in a minute.
I love that.
But Roy Wegley, he's a name that has sort of disappeared down the cracks of back of the football sofa, really. Wegley was a fucking great footballer. Great player. Played for QPR as well, didn't he?
Coventry.
I
got an autograph, his autograph, when in Coventry played one in a pre-season friendly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. Him, John Solarco.
Was this little Sebby Toxvig or tall Seb?
In between, right in between, I think.
Well, I've never seen the in between stage.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to.
Yeah, I think I even got it. I cut a picture of him out of a shoot magazine,
stuck it to your chest,
put it on a piece of paper, and like Roy Wegley, and then cut out a piece of paper that he could put the autograph in,
like Partridge's stalker.
I remember once when I was working in the golf industry, I was at a quite high-profile tournament. Can't remember. Could have been an open. I can't fucking remember. And there was some autograph hunters there, and this lad, he was about 19, 20, said to me, Mate, do you know what so-and-so, I can't remember who it was, looks like? And I said, I do, yeah. And I said, why? And he said, because I want his autograph. I said, well, if you don't know what he fucking looks like, mate, what do you want his autograph for?
To sell, obviously.
And yeah, but I mean, I can't imagine he would be getting much for like Simon Dyson's.
Right.
Fucking
Yeah.
Jesper Parnevik's autograph. Like...
Do you get any autographs?
There's people like Seb out there who will buy that.
No, ever.
I've never done it.
Never.
No, I'm pretty much against it.
I got David Seaman's, Lee Sharp's.
Well, you spent the 90s, didn't you, trying to lob Seaman from 50 yards?
Naeem did, though, didn't he? Naeem did.
Now,
I did get
what Knocker's on about directly is not Goalie Wars. He's talking about the American from the halfway line shootout. But we should mention Goalie Wars here because it's one of our most popular tweets of all time. It did have a good caption which said, "Make America Goalie Wars again," which could be a great hat, which we probably should have done at the time. Bit late now. Let's see if Trump overcomes his cut ear to get him. But so I had a look at Goalie Wars, and basically what Goalie Wars is you set up. Do you know what Goalie Wars is? Do you know, Tommy?
No.
You'd love it.
In
fact, we should. This is what we should do.
We should do it, yeah.
Get Tommy to take on all comers at Goalie Wars. So it's 2 11-a-side goals facing each other.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine it's the size of an area each way. And goalies basically just run up and either throw it or kick it out of their hands to try and beat their opposite number.
Oh.
So I've got a bit of a video. So
that sounds fucking great.
Yeah. You would love it, actually.
So here's the initial one, but then
Goalie Wars.
Listen, right, Tommy's going to absolutely love this.
It just fucking look. Boom!
Oh my God!
Massive throw, big save. Look at this for a save. Oh, he's got him. He scored. That's Landon Donavan with his head in his hands going, fuck me, the goalies are going at it.
Was that Guy Fieri next to him?
No, that was Landon Donavan with the blonde hair.
Yeah. Was it?
Yes, before his hair fell out, he had a dye job. Talking of
I don't
bad
remember
hair.
That.
Talking of bad hair jobs, he's had one recently, hasn't he,
Yes,
Landon?
has he?
He's had a stinker, yeah.
Has he? Oh.
Yeah.
He's had a stinker.
He's not had a Jimmy Carr sort of job, has he?
Jimmy? I don't know. Jimmy Carr's got one.
Like new hairline. Oh God, weird.
But so I thought Goalie Wars. I mean, they still do it. Oh, finish! The one in the grey is fucking tucked up bluey here, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, much better goalkeeper. So yeah, I mean, they still do it. I don't know why they do it, but people seem to like it.
It's good shit though. That's really good gear.
Yeah, it's great. I would love to watch that. Maybe when we do Mundial Fest, that can be the thing. Tommy taking on members of the public in Goalie Wars, I'll take on Birdo, beat him. 1 year, says Archduke Les Ferdinand. Ajax played Luton in pre-season. This was a full-strength Ajax team in the era when they had Schneider, Van der Vaart, Zlatan, Hettinger and Maxwell. and Luton in League One with Enoch Shawumni up front. Unsurprisingly, Ajax battered them 4 or 5-0. Van der Vaart did a seal dribble at one point. For some reason, there was no segregation, so we bought tickets for the away end for the novelty factor. Also, unsurprisingly, the combination of Ajax's ultras and Luton's less desirable elements with no segregation led to bottles being launched across the stand and the police piling in. 10 out of 10 for entertainment, both on and off the pitch.
That's great. That's the shit.
Chaz, Hotel Mundial stalwart and discorder, Chaz. Before my time, but Chelsea drew 1-1 with the Iraqi national team in Baghdad in 1986. That was Ken Bates' idea of a nice post-season warm weather training trip. Where are we going, lads? Baghdad. Pat Nevin has spoken about it. He met Saddam Hussein after the game, and apparently the local press lied and reported the game as a 2-1 win to Iraq.
That
Shock.
is fantastic.
Shock and awe.
Yeah.
That's proper Roy of the Rovers, isn't it?
That is that. Well, that's what someone said, I think, in reply to it, didn't they?
Did they?
This sounds like Melchester being pitching up at fucking Bhutan or something.
Yeah.
And it's Kerry Dixon with a WMD right into the top corner.
Imagine.
Seb's not getting any of these references, is he? It's the wrong war, Owen.
No, I know. Oh God, yeah.
Desert Storm.
I've read.
What's the
Desert
best
Storm?
war?
Desert Rats, more like.
Yeah.
There's loads coming up, like fucking. There's also some crap ones that Tommy seems to have put mostly here. But Bayern Munich v Spurs in Seoul. What have we got here? Aston Villa v Borussia Dortmund.
I like that.
Bournemouth v Girona. We should have very briefly talked about that. Daniel Podence might be the best footballer in the world for his reaction in the Wolves-Como game a couple of weeks ago 100%. When Como players, allegedly, we have to say allegedly because they're denying it, said some... was racist towards Hwang, the Wolves striker. And Daniel Podence just walked over and knocked him out.
Yeah.
And got sent off. And Como's response was a fucking disgrace.
Joke.
Absolute disgrace. And I think, Ches Fabregas is the fucking gaffer, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or his technical director
really?
or one of the coaches.
He's just been made manager only a week after Owen Roberts, who was the manager, who got them promoted to Serie A. He turned down the Wales potentially the Wales job.
And has Owen Roberts left, or has he stayed on as a coach?
He said he's head of development. It seems very unfair.
But whatever. I mean, you can't be releasing statements like that.
No.
Como's statement was a fucking disgrace.
No.
And football and society and the world is never going to change unless individual stakeholders take responsibility for their actions and the actions of people who they're responsible for. Because otherwise, it's just going to drive more and more division. Because if a player of whatever ethnicity thinks they have been the victim of something like that on the pitch, and their teammate also hears it and goes over and knocks someone out, then the club responsible need to probably take that a little bit more seriously than some farted out fucking statement.
It's a
But anyway, but then there is some cracking fixtures. But Tommy, you looked like you've got a couple of good stories here by the looks of it.
Well, yeah, I've spoken about this briefly on the podcast, but Chesterfield, for some reason, have, and I still can't find out why, but they have this relationship with Real Betis, where Real Betis, sadly not this year, but the last couple of years.
What the fuck were you doing in Chesterfield?
Well,
he's a Betis man, isn't he?
Looking at Real Betis' fixtures, I'm like, fucking hell, they're just down the road. 45 minutes.
Oh, of course.
1 hour drive
You
away.
pretend to be a Betis fan for Instagram, I forgot.
No, it's more my brother's thing. It's my brother's thing.
I'm joking.
And I go with him. But they played Marseille 2022, and then in 2023 they played Middlesbrough. And I've got some great pictures and videos of Michael Carrick, Manuel Pellegrini on the sidelines at Chesterfield. Only about 500 people there. Pellegrini's is kind of role reversal because Carrick's wearing this full suit.
Yeah, Pellegrini's
in the tracksuit because he has a superstition about it. Certain Betis games, like they won a final, they won the Copa del Rey in his tracksuit. So then you're like, well, I have to wear the tracksuit now, and then it's superstition goes all the way up to that level. But the even weirder one, and Sammy Aiston might have been playing in it, who did the voice note earlier. Shrewsbury Town played Harchester United. Of Sky One's Dream Team.
Off of Dream Team.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
In a post-season friendly. And then we all went to the pub after. Do you remember when Liverpool and Chelsea played, and it was when Abramovich was deciding who he might buy, and it's for the final Champions League spot, last game of the season?
I remember exactly where I watched that, in the student bar at Edge Hill University, and my then girlfriend, who was a Chelsea fan.
Really?
Oh, blimey.
Fletcher was there. Do you remember Fletcher?
Stupid.
You had Clyde Connolly. You had Andy Ansar, who was did Wayne Rooney's
street striker. Yeah.
Well, I wonder if Terry Skiverton would have been there, because Terry Skiverton was the football consultant for Dream Team when he was a
Honestly, every fucking story on this podcast leads back to Terry Skiverton. Every fucking...
It does, just Yeovils. Yeah, he was the football consultant on Dream Team.
Was he?
He'd be quite often in the background on the...
I rang Seb about 2 months ago because I'd heard something on 5 Live and said it was about Terry Skiverton's testimony. And I said...
That is true.
And I rang him and said...
This is true, I can't lie.
I said, I just heard someone played in Terry Skiverton's testimony. He went, Mark Chapman, Radio 5.
Mark Chapman did play in that testimonial. Yeah, he was very good. I did the programme for it.
Was he a good player?
Who?
Chappers.
Oh, he was all right, actually. Yeah, he was good, yeah.
Seb's note here, still fuming, I miss Yeovil's pre-season tour of Latvia. End of my second year at uni, but you twat, Seb. Pre-season. Enjoy, if you're out pre-season this weekend, tonight, if you and your mates are off abroad to watch something, if you're doing like Seb and cycling to a weird little stadium because you just can't get enough of football, be careful, be safe.
Careful,
yeah, don't fall off your fucking bike.
Safe. Stop, look, listen.
Yeah. Not stop, collaborate and listen.
No.
See it, say it, Seb it.
All right, I'm Charlie Cooper. You might recognise me from BBC Show This Country, but I'm here to tell you how much I love Mundial magazine. For me, it's a fanzine of football, documenting the best of football culture forever. I'm very proud to admit I've been a long-term subscriber of Mundial for years now. But if you subscribe, you don't just get the magazine, right? You get loads of other perks, too many to mention, in fact. So join Club Mundial at mundialmag.com.
Looking back to when we first met,
I cannot escape and I cannot forget.
Southgate, you're the one. You still turn me on. Football's coming home again. And like every other podcast and media outlet in the known world, we thought we should probably have our say on Gareth Southgate. Now he has left the building. This morning, attuned to all things Southgate and not having my headphones on, I sat in the cafe at Tunbridge Wells Station waiting for the first train that didn't cost an eye-watering £50 for a return. So I was sat there, didn't have a coffee because it's crap coffee. The bloke who runs the cafe is a bit of a fucking dickhead, to be honest. But he asked, yeah, he did. Do you like sport? He asked me once. Yeah.
Do you like sport?
Yeah.
Do you like music?
I do.
And films?
I like sport, and I fucking know loads more about it than you.
Do you like sport?
Just fucking stop putting the wrong milk in my fucking coffee.
Yeah.
Give me that banana and let me get on about my day.
Do you like breathing?
But he's minty. He's got a right emporium. I heard him from behind the counter this morning. Someone said, have you been away? He goes, yeah, I don't work much in the summer. I've been to Barbados. Others run the kiosks for me.
Oh.
Yeah, fucking...
You good T-shirt, that.
Do you like sport?
Do you like sport?
That is a good T-shirt.
But a bloke walked in this morning and I heard the word Southgate and I was like, what, but he United didn't, but he just couldn't do this. And this bloke in the... Yeah, it might be interesting if that Deutsch gets the job. And to be fair, the bloke from behind the counter went, well, I'd definitely stop fucking watching it then, because that would be a regression. It just shows there, like, the difficulties of international football for a start. Maybe that Deutsch will get the job.
I haven't even
playing
heard...
4-4
Do you know what?
fucking 2.
I haven't heard his name mentioned at all, but now you mention it, it's a shout of some description. I'm not saying I agree with the shout, but... I'm amazed that no one said him. But
then, after that, I saw a very good friend, Tom Armstrong, had posted this picture of Gareth Southgate's head imposed on Joe Biden's body as the new president of the United States. What I want to say about Southgate, it was on our Instagram last week. I first wrote something quite positive about him in 2018. He ended up signing a copy of that cover, actually, which was quite nice. I think I've lost it or someone nicked it.
Did he?
Sold it on eBay, yeah.
Class.
Got it somewhere. But it was more about... I had a long period where I couldn't abide England and the fans and everything that went with it. And I just switched off from it completely. And I think I said in the piece like that. Because of all the pre-tournament stuff, that Southgate did, how he protected Raheem Sterling when the press went after him for having that gun tattoo, and some other key things he did. And across his tenure, but this at the time was very much focused around 2018. I really loved him as a player. I remember watching him a lot. He was, people tend to forget he was captain of every club he played for, and he was, he's a very good footballer, 50-odd caps or whatever. But more than that, I think what he did, he had people to enjoy England again. And not just because of the football, but there have been so many years of negativity and entitled behaviour from players and bad camps and shit results and terrible football and mad squads and fucking everything we know and it just, he changed it like that, and he changed it to something that was positive. And I've thought about it. I mean, I'm not the world's biggest England fan. I'm not like Seb booking flights the moment they fucking win a game. But
I only did that because of Southgate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I nearly did it at the time. But I think what it's coming home, I've tended to think now, and it might seem a bit wanky, but football's coming home isn't about the winning of the tournaments. It's about what it's allowed people to do. And I'll tell you what, it's allowed people to sing fucking Atomic Kitten and Football's Coming Home, rather than fucking 10 German bombers and 2 world wars and 1 World Cup.
Exactly.
So Southgate's behaviour, the way he's dealt with the press, the way he's dealt with the fans, the way he's looked after his players, the way he's been consistent, the way he's... Did you see the quote last week from Starmer, who, jury's out, football could be crap, might get results, Keir Starmer. But there was a quote about the snake oil charm of populism is seductive, but we're not going to go down the same route the previous government have. Because obviously, you can lie to people, but then it'll come back and bite you on the arse, and hopefully they're going to do things differently. Like about the whole prison reforms and the full prisons. And I think what I love about Southgate is the reason he managed to create a squad that all bought in, because he was honest.
Yeah.
From the word go, never listened to fucking... He didn't buckle to what his old teammates were saying. He didn't buckle to what the press were saying. He didn't buckle to anything. He just stuck with what he believed. And that's very easy then, I think, for players to buy into that. Now, it's all right to say the football at times was fucking turgid. Mm-hmm. But also I think he's a fucking great bloke who didn't deserve... If I was him, I'd have fucking walked as soon as those fans started throwing shit at me. Fuck off. You can fucking have Sam Allardyce back if you want.
But then, I know what you say. Yeah, and I think on that, and having spoken to Jordan and someone like people like Jordan who go to every England away game and stuff like that, there was as much people clapping him. There was some dickheads through some
in the team and the squad and the feeling around it that he leaves. People want to play for England. I don't think they used to. Maybe later in his career he might look back and think, I wonder if I'd have started someone like Watkins and brought Kane on to finish the game, what it would have done. But also, he took Harry Kane off with 30 minutes to go, brought Ollie Watkins on. You suddenly got an England team who are quite stretched because they're trying to play more expansive. Then they're more open. Spain go and fucking score because England are more open. So I often tend to think football managers who've been in how many tournaments he's been to as a player and a manager probably have a good sense of what to do with the squad at their disposal. More than anything, he lived or died on his own on his own decisions, and more importantly, I think he was an honest man in a dishonest world, and I think people in the future will miss him.
I would never have gone to watch England abroad.
You'd have never spent thousands of pounds.
No, to go to Russia. That tournament changed it. It flicked the switch on England. The players involved, you mentioned it the other week, J-Link.
Yeah, because I remember 2016 when you got tickets for England-Wales, you didn't want to go, really, did you?
Really, no. Not
and Rebecca didn't want you to go.
No, exactly.
And Tommy said something to me before, like Southgate made it all right for you to be able to take your 11-year-old daughter to an England final without fear.
100%. And 100%.
And he is responsible for that.
He is, 100%.
Absolutely.
And you asked me, I went to the second round, the Slovakia game in Gelsenkirchen, and you said, is it all right? Do you think Ava will be okay going? And I was like, mate, absolutely fine. I didn't hear one, and I'm sure it was going on in other bits of the stadium maybe, but I didn't see any pints thrown, any German bomber songs. Everyone was just chatting to each other. It was mainly young people. It was such a different crowd to an England game I went to in, 2006 at Old Trafford.
Oh, I used to go,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone to Moscow. I wouldn't have taken Ava to Berlin. And
that's all down to him, I would say, pretty much.
And he deserves that Dear England play that we spoke about recently. I know it's been given. Someone put a terrible video up of it, and everyone went mad about it because people do that. But that Dear England is so good at showing what the impact that he had behind the scenes, and it's all based on what actually happened and stuff like that. But just as a man, there's not enough good people in this world.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. So we've got a couple of voice notes
Yes.
from people who have interacted with or been, well, Tommy, first up, we have got Reuben Dangoor. Now, Reuben Dangoor, when in 2018 produced that famous image of the manager Southgate in his waistcoat going to hug or hugging. Is he hugging?
Yeah, he's got his
yeah.
arm
Arm
around the shoulder.
Arm around the shoulder of young penalty missing Southgate,
great,
which
yeah.
was a tremendous, a beautiful image.
Yes.
So we've got Reuben to tell us about it.
Southgate brought joy back to following the national team and supporting the national team. Kind of, you felt good about supporting England. Certainly for me, for example, when England beat Colombia on penalties, the sort of feeling of euphoria of that kind of summer, people literally like hugging each other in the streets and buying each other a drink, literally changed the national mood in a way that I've never really seen before. It was incredible. The picture of older Southgate comforting younger Southgate after we beat Colombia on penalties, and obviously Southgate having his Euro 96 penalty miss, and it was the redemption arc. Felt amazing to see that, and kind of a storyline that only sort of exists in sport. It feels like the football gods write those kinds of scripts. I think the reaction to it was largely positive. I think it was nice. People were sort of probably felt very similarly. Probably helped my career in many ways. And then, had some amazing responses from the Southgate family themselves. His wife and kids actually got in touch, and they commissioned the image to be repainted kind of large on a canvas, which then got sent to Southgate residents, and at the time was kind of up in his office in his house.
That's an exclusive.
And I like the fact he called it the Southgate residence.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. And Reuben's a fantastic artist. And
that's amazing. I don't know.
And I think he's probably
one knows that.
He's probably said a lot better there what we sort of mangled a little bit. But I just think I think I'd like to play for Gareth Southgate. I think I'd like to go out and have a. Yeah.
I'd love to.
I think to finish this Gareth Southgate tribute section, we are going to go to the BBC's golden-voiced John Murray to take us out, John.
Well, I have to confess it is still all pretty raw. It's over a week now since the final in Berlin. It's almost a week since we found out the news that Gareth Southgate was going to step down, and we're really not any closer to knowing who it is who will take over from him. But what I would say is that whoever is going to be the new England manager is going to have to tick a few boxes here. So they're going to have to be able to make the most of the England squad and the attacking talents that they have in a way that we didn't see really for any sustained period of time or a complete performance at the Euros. So it's got to be exciting, attractive, flowing football. They're also going to have to do better than Gareth Southgate, and that's asking a lot. And I do think that for older followers of England, they will remember that it's not really been as good as this, probably for most people's lifetimes. And so everyone knows the tournament record that he has. So whoever takes over is going to have to equal that and better it, i.e. they are going to have to win a trophy. And also, they're going to have to be able to handle everything that comes with being England manager as well as Gareth Southgate. I don't think it's possible to do that side of things, the off-field stuff, for want of a better word, better than Gareth Southgate. So when you add all that together, that, I feel, is a very, very tall order. And I think it's entirely possible that we will look back in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years' time and say, that was a very, very good period for the England football team. Alternatively, of course, we might look back and say, well, if only this person had been in charge for longer, then England would have had a longer period of sustained success. And as they say, only time will tell.
Lovely words, John Murray.
Oh,
what a voice!
What a voice!
Arguably one of the voices of football,
and just the loveliest man.
Cheers for the book.
But it's my birthday. Sorry, Trevor Francis.
That seems a lot. It seems a lot.
What do you mean?
No, just that then. Like Yaya Toure.
Yeah, that's what. It was a joke.
Like Yaya Toure. No cake. Ins and outs. Football ins and outs. I'm going to start with me. I was originally going to do Mo Salah's hair.
So good.
Because fair play to him, he's had a look at it and gone, yep, we're there. It's just on the turn and it's going to go.
Why is he looking at me?
Well, I'm...
This is a subliminal message, Seb.
And he's shorn it off.
Oh, he looks so good.
But I like the fact it looks like it might be a revenge cut as well. It's like he's going to give it some fucking hammer this season. New manager, like, you know. Not revenge on Klopp, I don't mean that. I just mean he's like, right.
No, he means business.
He looks like he means business. He shaved it off at the end of the season, posted loads of topless pictures of him with what can only be described as a 47 pack. But it was Mo Salah's hair. But then I saw Shoaib Bashir, England's new seemingly frontline spinner for all conditions, plucked from Twitter after Ben Stokes saw a video of him bowling to Alistair Cook, doing the ice-cold Palmer celebration after taking his 5 wickets against the West Indies at Trent Bridge. And also on that same day, Clinton Morrison was on TMS being interviewed by Agnew at lunchtime.
How was that?
About his love for cricket. Great.
Wonderful.
Loves it.
Big, and just like Aaron Ramsdale as well. Him and Ollie Pope.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd want us to Aaron Ramsdale talk about it.
No, same.
I enjoy Clinton Morrison talking about it. Clinton
love
loved
Clinton
it.
Morrison.
He said you have to do your work because there's new people coming through all the time, so he has to make sure he's positive, he enjoys it, he does his research. He said if the presenter comes to me and asks me about some 17-year-old who's making his debut for like Leyton Orient or someone, if I don't know him, if I don't know that is, someone else can take my job.
That's really good. Oh, I'm definitely listening to that.
It was good.
Love that.
So there you go.
All those in.
Well. Oh.
No, I'm saying they're all in.
Oh.
He's got used to it, hasn't he?
No, I'm asking him if they're in.
No, you're the judge and jury now, Seb.
No.
Yeah, come on.
Is it in?
In, yeah. Seb. Surprised me.
To continue the Chelseaification of this podcast.
Boo.
Lucy Bronze signing for Chelsea.
Do you know, I saw someone, very briefly, I thought of you this morning.
Yeah.
As I often do, first thing in the morning. Down, boy. I was walking through London Bridge. You go from the main line platforms through to the Northern and Jubilee line. And there was a woman just walking through, wrapped in a Chelsea flag.
Just wrapped in a Chelsea flag?
No games on today, nothing like that.
Monday
morning. Middle of the summer, just walking through London Bridge wrapped in a Chelsea flag.
No,
go on, Seb. Lucy Bronze at Chelsea.
I think she's probably, we've mentioned her on this podcast before. I think she's a joy to watch anyway, but to be able to go and see her week in, week out, which we will be doing when watching Chelsea Women's, is great. I think it's great that it's great for the WSL as well because she's such a positive and she's a character. She's a real character. So I think it's really great that she's, been abroad and then come back and hopefully going to do very well for Chelsea. But it'd be just good to watch her. She might be towards the end of her career a little bit and she had injuries the last couple of years, but so what?
6 Champions League now she got?
Yeah, and I mean, obviously that's the aim.
Great. In. Tell me.
La Liga All Access on Netflix.
Have
you watched it?
No, I've seen it.
Okay, I've watched the first 3 episodes. It's mainly subtitles because other than Memphis Depay is talking in English, but
because they're Spanish.
Yeah. No, but it's like if you're double screening, which I do. I am very online, but it's good because you have to actually put your fucking phone away and focus in and watch it. But you've got like Morata's on there crying, being really honest about how hard he's had to work.
Morata?
Yeah.
Crying?
Yeah.
No. He never fucking stops moaning, does he?
You have access with like Xavi. It goes into the different clubs and rivalries.
And it is all access then? It's not
genuinely all access. Like behind the scenes training, press conferences, arguments, like Simeone's on there. I couldn't recommend it high enough if you're a football fan. Very well done. I thought it was going to be a bit more of a sort of cheesy puff piece thing, but it's not.
Which a lot of them have become in recent
years. It's proper. Really good.
Out. Right, on to outs. Seb.
Every year we do this, and every year we do the same thing, but because my wife works in a school, and obviously my daughter is at school, we have to have a holiday in the summer, in the kids' summer holidays. And Rebecca wants it to be in the middle, so it sort of breaks up the summer holiday, which is fair enough. But it does mean that I missed the first couple of weeks of the season.
So, Oh, God.
Yeah,
no, on holiday.
I know.
God, how are you going to cope?
I know, 2 weeks out of 42.
I mean, I'm quite against you going to Hampton and Richmond, so I'm not putting this out. I think you should probably go on holiday for the season.
Whoa! Imagine if I did. Imagine if I... You know, like all these people do like every home and away game. Imagine if I didn't go to any. Just like the opposite.
Just in pre-season?
Yeah, just in pre-season. Nah, I'd be fine. Fine.
That's me done.
That's me done. Because it's only going to cause me mischief and fall off my bike.
Yeah,
what going?
True.
Yeah. I was perusing the paper the other day. AFC Wakefield women's team have basically been disbanded and no one told them.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They found out when other teams started ringing up to see if they'd want to sign for them.
There's been a few of these happening over the summer, unfortunately.
Yeah, like and then they sort of found out, you're not going to be part of the shirt release. And it's like, hang on a minute. So now some of the players now don't have clubs. Some have gone to clubs further down the pyramid, and people might say, well, it's only fucking non-league. Yeah, well, maybe it is, but if even non-league clubs aren't providing equal opportunities, then similar as we talked before about with Como and things like that, if equal opportunities doesn't mean equal opportunities at every step in the pyramid, then it's not equal opportunities, is it?
It's not far off what fucking, Man United have done to their women's team.
Well, there we go. This can be your out, Tommy, because, for anyone who doesn't know, tell them.
The women's team have basically been put where they were when they restarted again in, when was that, 2017? Something like that?
They're changing in they've put them in...
Yeah.
They've put them in porter cabins, haven't they?
Yeah, essentially in porter cabins when, say what you want, Man United fans will, about the last ownership or whatever it was under Woodward and the Glazers and Murto, but they did put a lot of money and investment in Carrington in a special... There was a really good area for the women's team that was being developed and it was getting better and better. And now they have... Basically, the new owners have come in, Jim Radcliffe, and said, that's not for you now, that's for the men's team, and for now you will be back in the porter cabins. Because
there's been some work done on the training ground.
Right?
Yeah.
But
it is bad. I mean...
It's a disgrace.
Earps has gone, right?
Yeah.
Players will be leaving left, right and centre.
Katie Zellum and Mary Earps are like the heartbeat of that Man United team, and they've both gone.
Russo went a couple of years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
that was the warning sign.
Oh, I met since I've last been on there. I met Alessia Russo actually.
Yeah. What? Nice.
At Cannes, yeah. I was in bloody Cannes, wasn't I? Doing a panel with.
I saw you. I saw your shorts. I saw the legs.
A FIFA panel. They weren't shorts. They were Margaret Howell trousers that they very nicely lent me for the occasion.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Hotel Mundial, aren't I? That's when the legs are out.
Very different to Cannes, but yes. But no, Alessia came over to speak to the guy from Adidas beforehand, but he was over there and we started talking to her manager. She sat next to me, so we had a little bit of chat about football.
Sound?
Yeah, she said there's some guy who keeps turning up at my matches wearing a Mundial t-shirt. Big fella. Glasses. Keeps asking me for autographs. And he said, you can just have a word. And I said, it's Seb. Look, he means nothing by it. He just fucking loves footy. Just loves footy.
Bruises all over him.
Did he say... She went, yeah, he said for Ava, but there was no one with him. And I said, yeah, it's sort of what he does.
This is so mean.
But yeah, Manchester United, don't be cunts.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, non-football ins and outs. Now, I'm going to talk about mad Facebook groups here.
Go on.
I was going to say I don't really use Facebook, but I suppose I have the odd scroll on it, as algorithms do, because I posted a video of me in Indonesia going to that waterfall.
Yeah.
I got invited to join a group called Wild Dips and Waterfalls UK.
Oh.
Fucking Dips and Waterfalls.
It's fucking exceptional.
Is it?
Oh, is it?
It's just people telling other people all around the UK where you can find a fucking nice, basically where there's fucking waterfalls and good fucking places to go while swimming.
From one picture. That's amazing, isn't it?
From a video.
Sorry, video.
You didn't watch that either. Fucking tramp on my birthday. Didn't watch my waterfall reel. I got loads of achievements for that. Unlocked.
Achievements? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Well, you've never posted a good reel, have you?
Oh, no, I did get that the other day, actually.
So there's that, which is good. There's also Car Camping UK.
Right.
And the actual group is called Car Camping UK No Snotty Admin, which leads me to believe that there was a previous group called Car Camping UK that had a snotty admin. And this is people who just camp in their cars. Some of them live in them. But
is that in the title of the group? The No Snotty Admin bit. It's not even in a subtitle.
Is it?
Yeah, I'll show you. I've talked about this in the upcoming issue of the magazine, but I'll show you.
The historical Yeovil group on Facebook is hilarious because the bloke who runs that, let's just say he is a snotty admin.
Wild Dips and Waterfalls UK, 9 new posts. They're fucking car camping UK nerd snotty admins. So mad Facebook groups have been a fucking real highlight.
I need to. Maybe that's where it's at now online. Get back on Facebook.
There's loads of your type of groups, but I reckon your relationship will be over pretty quickly. Seb.
Good stuff.
Getting your holiday reads ahead of your trip so you can have a little bit of a peruse before you get there and it gets you all excited.
Not just that, so you can post them on Instagram. I saw your post. Now, I'm pretty sure one of the books was called something like Wallop! How the Allies smashed Sicily or something like that.
It was not called. It was Sicily 1943. The invasion of Sicily.
Wallop! How the Allies fucking...
Crash bang Wallop on the video.
How the Allies turned Sicily over.
How we really fucking did it.
James Holland is very good.
Yeah, what was the other one?
Sicily, A History of Sicily by some bloke, double-barreled bloke name. Yeah, it's nice when you go away and go somewhere a bit different that isn't like your Mallorcas and Menorcas and stuff like that. You can get a bit of info.
Why are you fucking slagging off Mallorca and Menorca?
Sorry.
Nothing wrong with them.
Well, what I mean is...
Mallorca's got a great history. Why wouldn't you get a history of that?
Maybe...
You can't post that for clout on Instagram, can you, sir?
I'm not posting anything for clout.
Not in.
Okay.
Not in.
All right.
Tommy.
Finally getting into David Lynch.
Oh, God.
I know, it's wanky. No, but I thought it was...
We had someone who used to do stuff like this. We got rid of him.
No, but it's so much better than I thought. Because I thought it was really, really... I thought David Lynch was so wanky. And now I've started watching Twin Peaks, watched a couple of films. It's good shit, man.
What's your favourite David Lynch film, then?
Well, I watched Wild at Heart.
Great.
And Mulholland Drive. I love Wild at Heart, actually. So
Mulholland Drive's... yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? But Twin Peaks is so good. I watched the first season in a weekend.
Yeah, I remember I watched all the Twin Peaks at the time with some real peakers. Is that what they're called? Twinners?
Yeah.
No, probably not twinners. Peakers. But I didn't say I loved it, but I wasn't an obsessive. But I saw the beauty of it.
Yeah. It's just and he's fucking great. What's his name? Carl McLaughlin. McLaughlin, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Or is it a Felix Magath?
Sometimes in my head I confuse Twin Peaks and the X-Files.
Yes.
Which would be a very different
yes,
thing.
Yes. But no, it's good shit.
Great Catatonia song about X-Files, isn't there?
Oh. This could
yeah.
Kiss for Mulder and Scully.
I would actually say now another we should always talk about is Cerys Matthews' Sunday show on BBC Radio.
Listened to that yesterday.
It's exceptional.
What a voice.
I think she might be the best one.
Yeah.
I think she might do the best show on the radio. Because she has such a wide variety of guests on. Themed episodes every week. Oh, sensational. I mean, if you can find time past Guy Garvey's Magic Hour set or listening to the Chief's latest bulletin. Outs, Tommy.
Oh, Hulk Hogan, man. Hulk Hogan.
I am a real American. Why Hulk Hogan? I mean, I know.
Have you seen him? Have you seen him with Trump?
Yeah, I mean, what is this a surprise to you?
Yeah.
No, I mean, Hulk Hogan's got a pretty bad record of shit. Anyway.
He's an arsehole.
He's a horrible guy, but just to see that level of intensity of
Hulkamaniacs!
It's terrifying, isn't it? And Trump's just really got his fucking eyes closed, like nodding along. As if he's singing him a beautiful fucking ballad.
But it's probably best to view the whole political landscape in the US the way it is as cartoon-like wrestling.
True.
It's probably best to view it as that, because otherwise it chills you to the bone.
I know. But as a massive wrestling fan, like, there's still a part of me, and I'm sure you, that loves him.
No, I no.
I
like wrestling for about 2 years. I'm not an adult.
You'll be telling me next that Ted DiBiase's a Tory next.
Seb, we've already covered falling off your bike, so I'm going to put that out.
Yeah.
Unless you've got another one.
No, just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
I'd just like to briefly talk about blisters. I had a couple of I had a couple of baddies at around Hotel Mundial before I went on holiday. So I had a lot of plasters for my first 7 days away. Fucking hell, what a painful thing blisters are.
Horrible.
Yeah. Awful.
What a stupid thing to happen as well. Your skin come off your heel.
Yeah, it's not. No.
Fucking blisters out. This has been reminding you why you love football. I've been your host, Owen Blackhurst. He's been Seb White. He's been Tommy Stewart. Teddy in the control booth. Buy the magazine. Buy some of the shit we've got knocking around. Listen to the podcast. Tell your friends. Thank you very much. Good night. Reminding You Why You Love Football is a Mundial and Football co-production. Produced by Tommy Stewart and Seb White, hosted by me, Owen Blackhurst, and recorded on the run.